Hey guys, I've had several conversations with people recently about how they're always hungry, or they don't like being hungry, or that they struggle with being hungry when trying to lose weight. If that sounds familiar, comment below. Say yes, put your hand up, whatever it may be. And I completely get that. I don't like being hungry either. But it doesn't have to be that way. Nearly every time when I delve a little bit deeper with people, get some actual sort of data behind what's happening, get them to complete a food diary using an app like MyFitnessPal and then have a good look, what often happens is that they're on average going for relatively calorie dense foods. So that means you can't get a massive volume of food for your calorie budget, for want of a better word. Let's say you're wanting to have, for round numbers sake, 2,000 calories a day. If you're having lots of food that's, say, an average of 5 calories per gram, 500 calories per 100 grams, then you're only going to get 400 grams of total food across the day. If you were having food that was, say, 1 calorie per gram, 100 calories per 100 grams, you'd be getting 2 kilos of food. You'd be getting 5 times the volume of food for the same amount of calories. Now, realistically, it's not going to be just one or other of those. You're not just going to have one type of food that is that, but that could be your average or numbers more like that. And by just tweaking what we do a little bit, we can quite easily bring that average down, which means one of two things, or maybe a combination of them both. We either eat the same amount of food or more and get less calories from it, or I've got the wrong way around, but you get the point. You can potentially have more food for the same calories, or same calories for less. You know what I mean. And it's not about cutting out your favourite stuff. It's not about never having the more calorie dense stuff you particularly enjoy, just maybe changing the ratios of it. So if at the moment your meal is, say, 50% something a bit more calorie dense, a little bit tastier, and it's 50% more padded out with, say, veg, which is fine, but I get that it's not the tastiest thing in the world, and that averages, let's say you've got 100 calories per 100 grams from your veg, you've got 500 calories per 100 grams from the other thing, you've got maybe, let's say, 800 calories in that meal from a total of however many 100 grams of food. If you maybe half the portion size of the calorie dense thing and maybe increase the portion size of the less calorie dense thing, maybe the veg, for example, you're potentially then ending up with the same amount of food for lower calories or more food for the same or even less. And that's the key. I, on average, eat a number of kilos worth of food per day. I don't like being hungry. I'd much rather the meal I have was maybe marginally less tasty overall, marginally, having a bit less of the really tasty bit and a bit more veg makes a bit of difference. I'm not blind to that, but not a huge difference. It's not like eating rabbit food and stuff that I hate. So maybe marginally less tasty, but then I'm fuller for the rest of the day. I know I would really struggle if I had to be hungry. If the only way to be lean was to be hungry, I definitely wouldn't be lean. So if that sounds familiar, if you've often in the past had either not much food for your calories or ended up overdoing it, going a bit too high on the calorie because you were hungry, then comment below and let me know if that helped.